Welcome to your workout. Today I just have the dumbbells, resistance band, and then a few things I'll show with a yoga block. But if you don't have one, you can go without or use something of the sort, like maybe a thick book. We still have those around the house. Let's go ahead and get started on our backs. And just finding a comfortable position on your back. You can start with the knees bent. Maybe the knees knock in towards each other to relax the low back. Have the eyes closed or just find a soft gaze. Take a deep breath. As always, starting class with a bit of awareness. Notice how you're feeling today. Acknowledging how you're feeling, recognizing how you're feeling, and not trying to change anything. Just becoming mindful of how you are today. Continue to deepen your breath. Send the breath down into the belly as you inhale. Fill up and expand. Exhale completely. Maybe the mouth opens slightly, like a nice gentle sigh. Take a few more of those breaths. Setting an intention for your workout. Do as much as you can. Challenge yourself when you can. Take breaks when you need to. Take a deep, full breath right here. And then just start to move, turning the head from side to side. Open and close the hands, making a fist. And you can rotate the wrists. Start to stretch the legs out long. Reach the arms up overhead if that would feel good. Big inhale. As you exhale, you can hug the knees in towards the chest and just rock side to side. Maybe press the knees forward and back, feeling the low back massage on the floor. And take each knee in each hand. Circle the knees out, around, and in. Really try to get into the hip joints, taking the knees as wide as you can. A few circles in each direction. And then just come back to center, cross right ankle over the top of the left thigh for figure 4. You can keep the left foot on the ground, or if you feel warm and ready enough, you can lift the left foot off the mat. Either way, rock the hips back and forth just slightly. Just a slight flex of the feet so you can wake up the legs even more. And then if you're in that rock side to side, just find stillness. Maybe pull the shin in just a little bit closer to the chest. Take a breath. Release. Switch sides, left over right. Again, you can keep that right foot on the ground or grab a hold of the back of the knee or the shin. Start by rocking side to side gently. And then again, flexing the feet to activate the legs a little bit more. If you're in that rock, just find stillness. Pull the left shin in a little bit closer, keeping the head and shoulders heavy. And then release. Bring both feet to the mat, arms down by the side, feet about as wide as your hips. Take an inhale to sweep the arms up as you lift the hips up. Exhale, lower the hands, lower the hips back down. Just coordinate this movement with your breath. Lifting the hips, toning the glutes, opening up the chest, stretching out the shoulders. Reach the thumbs or even the backs of the hands to the floor behind you. Let your belly expand. Every breath in. Let's take one more. And then keeping the hips up, just keep the arms down by the side and start to march the knees in. So marching right and the left. You can pull that knee in just as far as it will go, keeping that good bend in the knees, pressing into the hands or even the elbows on the mat. Keep the chest lifting and just an easy pace. Right knee and then the left. Here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and take the hips down. Little shake out if you need. And then take an inhale here, hands to belly or the ribs. Expand into the belly. Exhale, hug the ribs towards each other. Press your low back towards the floor. Draw navel in and up. Inhale, expand. Feel that release and that stretch. Exhale, press the low ribs, press the low back. Navel to spine, tone the abs. Do that one more time. Breathe in. Exhale, hug in. Press your back towards the floor. Good. Come back to center. Back into those rolling bridges. So again, the hips lift, the arms lift. Take it at your pace. Bring the backs of the hands or thumbs all the way to the floor behind you. Lift the hips up a little bit higher as you press a little stronger into the heels. And then next time your hips are lifted, keep the hips up. Take your hands down. March your knees right and left. You can press into the elbows or palms can come down. If you want a little more, you can make the leg a little bit straighter as you kick up. So start to get that stretch through the hamstrings. Here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hips come down, little shake out. So we're going to come back to those core breaths. Option to lift the feet off of the floor. So like a reverse tabletop, you can point or flex your feet, doesn't matter. But right away as you lift the feet, you'll feel that kind of arch in the back. Maybe the ribs start to flare. So the whole goal here is to engage the abdominals, press the low ribs, the low back towards the floor. As you inhale now, try not to make it as dramatic, right? As much of a flare. We're letting the belly relax, but I'm still keeping that connection of the back and the mat. Just following your own breath. Exhale. Draw navel in and up. Inhale. The air moves down into the belly. And the belly expands. One more breath. All right, feet come down. Back to rolling bridges one more time. This time option to take a figure 4 shape like we did in that stretch. So right ankle over the left thigh. I can now come back to my hip lifts, getting a little more of a stretch, a little more work on that left leg, the foot that's on the ground. If it just feels like too much or uncomfortable, just bring both feet back down. Let's take 3 more. If your feet are on the ground, just keep going as we switch sides. All right, I'm going to switch sides now, bringing my right foot down, cross the left ankle over, figure 4 legs, hips lift, arms reach up overhead. A little more strength through that right heel. I'm feeling the opening on my left hip. Still working the arms overhead. 3 more. 2. And 1. Keep the hips up. Arms can come down by the side. One more set of those marches. Again, pulling the knee in, activating the upper abs. Maybe you kick the leg a little straighter. Feel that stretch in the hamstrings, but don't let the hips drop. Try to keep the hips high. Chest lifted. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the hips down. Shake it out. Lift the feet. Or not, right? Again, if you would rather keep the feet on the ground, you can. Find that core breath. Exhale. Brace the ribs. Press the low back to the floor, navel to spine. Option now to tap the toes. So that's not my child, that's someone else's. So tapping those, the right and the left, keeping the low back glued to the floor. Option 2, add the arms. So taking a dead bug here, just working that abdominal wall contraction. Your own pace as always. Here for about 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Go ahead and roll towards one side. Take your time to come up into tabletop. Hands and knees. Grab some water as always if you need it. And then once you get into tabletop, we'll start with some rocks. Knees a little wider than the hips. Child's pose rocks. Rocking forward and back. Take it slow if you need, if you feel tense in your low back. Just reaching the hips as far back as possible today. All right, option to stay just like this in child's pose rocks, or we're going to add a little push-up. So as I come forward, shoulders forward, bend the elbows, lower halfway down, and then press back to child's pose. You can even add a push-up every other, right? It's up to you here. The feet can come a little wider, or the feet can even lift off of the floor. We're working this for about 10 more seconds, lowering halfway, and then shift back. Here for 4, 3, 2, and then just stay in child's pose on your next exhale. Rest the forehead towards the floor. Walk your hands over towards the left. You're taking that side body stretch. Let your head relax between your arms. Walk through center. Hands over to the right. Come back through center. Lift the hips. Now adjust the knees so they're directly under the hips. So in tabletop, move through some cat and cow or pelvic tilts, or even some side bends and hip circles. Moving the spine in all directions. Spread the fingers. Grip the mat or the floor with your hands. And then go ahead and come into a neutral spine. Stretch right arm up to the sky, and then take your right hand to your head, so elbow lifts nice and high. Exhale, reach your right elbow towards your left wrist or elbow, or even towards the ground. Inhale, I twist open, lift the chest, take my head back. Exhale, tap whatever you can with that right arm. So I end up with a little bend in the left elbow, but really I want to keep the left arm pretty straight and focus on that rotation in the spine. So mobilizing that middle upper back. Take one more like this. Inhale, reach the right hand high to the sky. Rotate your wrist. Rotate your shoulder. All right, lower right hand down. Right wrist under shoulder. Left hand reaches up. Left hand comes behind the head. Elbow lifts to the sky. Look up. Exhale to twist. Bring the elbow as far down as I can. Inhale, lift, press the head back. Exhale. Keep going with your breath. Again, try to keep your right arm pretty straight here and just focus on that spine. Mobilizing. The core is working. One more. Next inhale, left hand stays high. Roll the wrist, open and close the fist, or circle the whole arm. Get into the shoulder. All right, release back to tabletop. Take the knees a little bit further back and a little bit wider. We're going to take one more set of rocks or child's pose push-ups. So about 20 seconds here. You can add the push-up or not. Think about taking the hips with you, so I'm not sticking my butt up to the sky. Right? I'm lowering my whole self down to the floor. That'll get the most out of the core and glutes. Here for about 8 more seconds. Last 4, 3, 2, and just stay in child's pose. Next time you're there, relax the forehead, relax the arms. One more breath. All right, last thing in tabletop when you're ready, come on back to shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Reach the right arm forward. And while I'm here, I'm trying to shift the left shoulder forward, left arm straight and strong. Option to stretch the left toes back. You can always keep the foot on the ground, keep the knee on the ground. So instead of curling elbow to knee, today we're going to take left leg out left, right arm out right. Back to center. Exhale. Inhale. So just do what you can. You can definitely bend the knee if you need. Moving side to side, keeping left shoulder and right hip totally still and steady. Using my obliques. We're here for 3, 2, and 1. Release. Shake out the left hand if you need. Switch sides. So first finding that foundation Right shoulder over wrist, index finger pointing forward, grip the mat. Left arm reaches forward. Option to stretch the right leg back. Inhale here, exhale, open up as wide as you can. Keep moving with your breath. And try to keep the foot and the hand pretty high. Notice if that right shoulder starts to shift back, you get a bend in the elbow. Let's stay for 3, 2, and 1. Release. Take a break if you need. Eventually, just meet in a standing forward fold. So you can also take child's pose instead. In this forward fold, maybe forearms come to thighs, or you can let the head and neck relax completely. Option to reach for elbows, or hands can come behind the head. Just really try to let the upper back relax. You can shake the head right and left, up and down. And then when you're ready, rise up carefully. Reach the arms up. Breathe in. Exhale, shake out your arms. All right, let's take some standing hip circles first. So feel free to use anything you need to for balance. I'm going to bring one knee in, take it out wide, reach back behind me. So taking a big circle each direction, trying not to lean too far to that side so I can really focus on keeping the pelvis level and work that rotation of the femur bone in the hip socket. So sometimes, oops, there's some mosquitoes. Sometimes feeling a little crunchy, that's okay. All right, go ahead and switch sides once you feel even there. Pick up the right knee or the other side and circle out, back. Trying to keep the hips as level as you can. The knee will come as high as you can. All right, release that foot down towards the floor. Feet parallel, toes pointing forward, hinge at the waist. So taking our standing hinge, standing bow, arms reach back behind you. Little bend in the knees, but mostly I'm feeling the tailbone tilt up towards the sky. Feel the stretch in the backs of the legs and the upper back, mid back start to engage. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Standing tall, just take a standing cross tap. You can always make this slower or faster. You can make it more of a little hop and a skip, so you're still getting that cross body movement, but adding a little more cardio. If you want that, you can slow it down and keep the toes on the ground too. We're gonna go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, back to those standing bows. Hands can reach back behind, or this time I'm going to take my hands to frame the head, elbows wide, lower halfway hinge. Inhale, lift up. So this is just going to require a little more core awareness. If you can't quite touch the head, you can keep the hands like in a cactus position. Hips reach back, brace the ribs, tone the glutes as you come up to stand. 4, 3, 2, 1, rise, standing cross tap or skip, pulling that knee in and up. All right, here for 5, 4, last 3, 2, and 1. Take a breath. Take a nice squat here, toes out, heels in, like a goddess pose or horse pose. You can rock side to side. Maybe, wow, there are so many mosquitoes all of a sudden. Maybe take a twist, dipping one shoulder and the other down. Then we're going to work some hip rotation again here. So I'll come from this squat, external rotation with the feet, to turning the toes forward, parallel the feet, and fold. Turn the toes out, shoulders over hips, squat, toes forward, fold. So you might have the flexibility to come a little bit lower and bring the feet a little bit closer. Doesn't really matter. just getting that work in the hip joint. We'll take maybe 2 more. And then release. Take your time to come on up. All right, we're gonna get into our first circuit. So if you do have a block or something like it, just have that nearby in case. Okay, so just have it kind of towards the top of the mat. So the first thing I'm gonna do, the first circuit I'll do without any weights, just to kind of get the feel in the body. I'm gonna start with a kind of a quick squat. Arms come back. I'm letting my chest come forward slightly. So normally in a squat, we're trying to keep the chest lifted. This is kind of more of a quicker hinge. Bend the knees, take the hips back, press the hips forward. And I'm kind of swinging the arms like robot arms. Arms reach back, just like our standing bow, but I bend the knees a little bit more. Dip the chest. So you should be getting your heart rate up a little bit. It's like a swing, pressing hips forward and back. You kind of get in the hang of that, feeling that heart rate rising. Hopefully. We're here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, now slowing down the squat. If you have a block, you'll take it underneath the right foot. If you don't, just think about lifting the right heel off the ground. So your heel is lifted and you're kind of on the ball of the right foot. If you do have a block, you can play with having it under the right foot. My feet are still parallel. You can have a slight turn out of the toes. Okay, I'm going to take a squat. So a little off level, offset, off level squat. Hips back. And now I'm trying to keep my spine as tall as I can. I know it feels a little awkward, but basically most of the weight is in the left foot, left leg. All right, here for 3, 2, 1, switch. So block under left or just come up to the left toes. Feet parallel, a little bit wide. You can turn the toes out. Squat. So now focus on putting the weight on the right foot. Hips reach back like I'm sitting in a chair. I still keep my chest lifted tall. Check to see that your shins are reaching back, right? I can still see my toes, not letting my knees come too far forward. 3, 2, and 1. All right, take that block off to the side for now. And then I'll take an alternating back lunge here. Again, no weights needed for now. I'm gonna step the left foot back, drive that left knee down towards the floor, and then switch to the right. Again, kind of have your hands wherever you're comfortable, at your chest or at your hips. You can speed this up or slow it down if you need. I'm trying to land on the back toes. The back heel is lifted towards the sky. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, take a breath. Sweep the arms up and down. Do that 2 more times just to slow down and reconnect with the breath. All right, now we'll go through that again. You can always take more time to rest. So just have that block nearby if you want it. Grab your dumbbells. Now I'm going to take that dumbbell swing. So it's like that little hinge. Hips reach back, chest forward, weights come back. I'm coming up and curling the weights. So it's still a controlled movement, even though I'm kind of swinging those weights. So bicep curl, hip hinge, and a squat all at once. Getting that heart rate up. Press the glutes and hips forward as you stand tall. Let's go 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, weights can come to heart center, 1 or 2 weights. Slow down your breath here, take a moment. And then the block will come under my right foot. Once again, you can just come up to the toes if you don't have a block. Feet parallel, focus on weight in the left leg. The weights are at my chest. Elbows can stay pretty wide. Hips reach back. Lower and lift. We don't have many more here. Last 3, 2, and 1. Switch sides. Block over to the left. Block under my left foot or up on the left toes. Here we go. So feet are a little wider than the hips. Still keeping that squat shape though. Reach way back. Elbows wide. Weights to chest. Last 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Block off to the side. Alternate your back lunge. Just having weights down like a farmer's carry. So down by the side. You go towards the top of your space. Slow this down if you need. Right foot steps back, and then the left. Tapping the back knee down towards the ground. Think about 2 more on each side. Okay, I'm going to finish up on my left side here. And then I'll keep the left foot back, right foot forward, and take a tricep kick back. So you can step your left foot in a little bit. I'm leaning my chest forward. I keep the bend in the right knee. Alternate the arms. Or if you feel like you can hang, straighten both arms, reach both arms back. You choose. You can alternate or kick both. Shoulders down and back. Tone the belly, lifting off the right thigh. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step the left foot forward. Right foot back, or side 2 if you were on the other side. Now I hinge forward. I'm rowing. So weight in the left foot. Chest is leaning forward. Pull right elbow in. Pull left, or again, both arms are pulling back. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Keep leaning forward over that left thigh. Pull. Row. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a rest. Take a breath or 2. Grab some water if you need it. And then we're going to go through that one more set. One more round with one more option to layer up if you want. All right, let's go back into those dumbbell swings. Remember, you can do this without the weights. So a little cardio burst, finding your hinge forward. Arms are straight here. I exhale, press the hips forward, curl the weights. Palms face each other. All right, and then once you get in the rhythm, speed it up. Belly tone and strong the whole time. I'm keeping control, even though I'm swinging those weights. Hug inner thighs. Press into the feet. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, last time we have to do those. So option, block or lift up onto the toes of the right foot. This time, weights are going to come straight down, so get a little more inner thighs. So last time we had weights to chest, you can come back to that option anytime. Lower. I'm still keeping the weights center, even though most of my work is happening in the left leg. 4, 3, 2, hold it low on your last one. Reach your hips way back. Find a little pulse here. Really light on that right foot. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Switch sides. Kick the block to the left. Or come onto the toes. Option, now have the weights come straight down. Find your squat. Squat and lift. Arms stay straight and strong. We have 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. All right, go ahead and keep your block nearby if you want to try this challenge. If not, just take it away. So again, if you don't have a block, you can even use a pillow for this exercise. So option to have your back foot elevated on the block as we take a split squat. So whatever you're more comfortable with, you can be on the toes, the ball of the foot, or the top of the back foot. So it's obviously tricky stability wise. You still want to keep your alignment in your lunge. So if the block is forcing you to go way forward and drive that knee forward and lift up the front heel, then don't worry about the block today. It can be an idea for later. So right now, I'm gonna have my right foot forward, left foot on the block, and I'm staying on one side now and just working that split squat. So because my back foot is elevated, I have a little lean forward. You really feel that front quad. Glutes are loaded. All right, I'm gonna keep it low here for the next 5. So just lifting up a little bit. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay low, lean forward, tricep kickbacks. Alternate your arms, or you can kick back both. Stay strong on that right leg. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Wow. All right, other side. Now you know. So you can have your back foot on the block or not. Either way, think light in the back foot, heavy on the front. Arms are down by the side for now. Squat and lift. Make sure you can see your left toes, that left heel's not lifting, the knee's not driving too far forward. Hips level square. 4 more here. All right, oops, I'm gonna go stay low for 4. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold low, lean forward, row, alternate your arms or together. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Way to go. Take those weights off to the side, take the block off to the side, take a standing figure 4, or just grab some water. You can take your hand to your thigh, you can use a wall. Just slow down the breath for a moment. And switch legs. All right, when you're ready, we're gonna do a bit of arms. So I'm gonna come down to kneeling for this, but it's totally not necessary. It's just gonna add a little more of a challenge being on the knees. But you can stay standing the whole entire time. So you'll just use your dumbbells. And one cool trick, if you do have that block, just since we're using it today, you can put it between the knees, and that'll just help activate the inner thighs, the core, the pelvic floor. So you can try that if you want. If you're standing, you can also put the block between the knees. So if it's just too much on the knees or you'd rather come up to stand anytime, go for it. I'm gonna start with a cross curl. So my palm is facing me. I'm curling towards my chest. It's like drawing an X. You're alternating the arms for this one. And if you have the block, I'm just gently squeezing on the block. Again, that's just gonna remind me to tone the glutes and to keep those legs active. Now you can stay just like this, or the arms will come a little bit straighter. I think you can see the difference. And I'm moving the elbow a little bit further away. So feel my pecs a little bit more. Reach, reach. All right, I'm gonna go one more on the right, one more on the left. Rest. You can come down if you need. You can drop the weights if you need. We're gonna do one more thing here before we take our second set. So we'll work a shoulder press. The palms are gonna face away. When the arms reach up again, just notice that if you feel that arch or flare in the ribs, try to tone the glutes. If you have the block, squeeze it. So I'm gonna bend my right elbow, bend the left, reach up the right, reach up the left, bend left, right, right, left. So kind of alternating which arm comes down. And if you kind of lose track, don't worry. Just keeping those shoulder blades hugging in. When you lower the weights, they stop at 90. Press. I'm going to go one more like this on each side, and then take both arms, elbows wide. Woo, shoulder press. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest. Take a break. Shake out your arms. We're going to go through one more set like that. So you can again stand, come to kneeling, or stay just as you are. All right, we're going to go back into that cross curl next. So first you're keeping a pretty good bend in the elbows, keeping it tight. Reaching towards the opposite shoulder. Oops. And then you can stay like that, or I'm kind of reaching across, straightening the arm a little more, creating a little more space away. Make sure you can relax the jaw, sing a song. Here for 4. Even out your sides here. I have one more on the left. All right. Okay, back to that shoulder press. Instead of doing the alternate, I'm just going to go both arms this set. So just press lower to 90. You can definitely go one arm at a time if you need. Keep the core strong. I'm here for 6. Woo, 2 and 1. Youch. All right, weights come down. Take the block off to the side. And then we will finish on our backs with the band. But remember that if you feel uncomfortable on your back, you can do this in a tabletop type of position or on your forearms too. So if you do have a band, it's going to go up over the knees. But even if you don't have a band, you can still get a lot out of this. You can use your dumbbells to add a little more resistance if you want. So just carefully come down to your back, keeping tension on the band right away. I'm going to come back into those hip lifts. So instead of circling the arms overhead, I'm just going to keep the arms down by my side. If you wanted to put your weights on your hip creases here, you can do that to add a little bit more in this hinge. It's up to you. All right, I'll keep the hips up and find that march. So now I have the tension of the band. I'm just trying to pull the knee in as far as I can. Keeping the hips level, that's the hard part. All right, I'll keep the hips up. Bring the feet together, clamshells. So I'm pushing the knees out into the band. And again, if you don't have a band, you're still keeping the hips up and just taking the knees out and in, Feel the inner thighs. Feel those outer hip stabilizers. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the hips. Shake it out. Lift your feet or not, right? You can also keep the feet down. Find that core connection. Hug in that abdominal wall, navel to spine. Press the low ribs towards the floor. Tap. Heels or toes. Pushing into the band. Keeping your low back glued to the floor. Option to add the arms here. All right, I'll keep that bend in the knees. Press hands into thighs. If that is too much tension, just keep the arms down by the side. Press hands into thighs, thighs into hands. 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Okay, we'll finish with one more set, just like that. So doing as much as you can. Feet start as wide as the hips. Start with your hip lift. If you want a little more out of this, again, you can grab your weights or not let your hips come all the way to the ground. So only lower half way down. All right, I'll keep the hips up. March the knees. Don't let those hips drop. All right, keep the hips up, feet together, clamshells. Three, 2, 1. Hips down, lift the feet, tone the abs, heel taps, or you can go into dead bug. 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet on or off the ground. Press into the thighs. Press low back to the floor. Tension, tension. Press, 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 press. 3, 2, and 1. Rest. Take the band off. Come to some windshield wipers. When you're ready, you can hug the knees into the chest. And then go ahead and just carefully roll to one side here. Come up to a seated position. Stretch the legs out long and take a seated fold. So your hands can come by your sides or reach for your feet. Fold, keeping the sit bones heavy. On your inhale, lift up, twist. One hand center, one hand up. Exhale, switch sides. Good, let that go. Come to a butterfly. You can fold forward or stay upright. And then on your breath in, go ahead and lift up, just finding any comfortable seat. Take as much more time as you need to stretch. And take another hip opener if you need. Otherwise, just taking a full breath, feeling gratitude for carving out time to move and strengthen your body. And then just taking some of this strength with you into the rest of the day. One more deep breath in.